Hello everyone, my name is Durgesh and welcome to the SQL series lecture 5. In this video, we are going to cover order of writing query, order of execution, group by, having and order by in the last. So first let's start with the order of writing query. Okay, so order of writing query is nothing but this is the way that how you should start writing your query in your SQL Server Management Studio, or if you are using Oracle or MySQL or anything, then you can use the same way to write the query, because this is a specific and default way to write the query. Okay, so our way is start from select. Basically, I have drawn as a stair, but this is like downward. You don't need to climb it from like here to there. Okay, you need to start with select. So our query start with select, then from, then we have where clause, then group by, then having, then order by in the last. So what need to understand here is, as you can see, select and from, these two clauses are mandatory clause. It means like without this select and from, we cannot write any query in SQL Server. In SQL, you can like say, okay. These where, group by, having and order by, these are not mandatory clauses. It means like without where or group by and having order by, we can write some query. Like say for example, if you want to fetch out some information from your table, then you can write the query as select all from your table name, right? You will be able to fetch all the information from there. So that's why these are the mandatory clauses. One more thing I would like to say here, select and from, as you can see, this is mandatory. So you need to write it down, because suppose if you are in a college or if you are college students, then probably it can be asked as a MCQ. Okay, like MCQ comes like that. Can we write a query without select? Can we write a query without from? So the answer will be no. Select and from are like these, both are mandatory clauses. Okay, next thing, here we have the clauses that are not mandatory. Not mandatory means these are where, group by, having and order by, these four. When used, okay, the clauses that are not mandatory when used should always follow the specified order only. What it's mean, guys? Means where, group by, having and order by, they will, like let's say suppose if I written the query select all from this table where customer ID equal to 3. Okay, so if I'm not taking these, okay, then where will be at the same place like after the from. And let's say suppose if I'm not using this where, okay, if I'm not using this where clause, so if I'm using order by, it's like absolutely we cannot use this group by and having, because if as then like we are going to study this group by and having today in this video, so you will know like what is the limitation of this group by and having, and when we can use this group by, when we cannot use. Okay, so we can, like let's say suppose if I'm using order by, not this where by, where I'm just directly using this order by just after this from, so I can use, but this order by will come at the third place. It's not mean like this order by will wait for this where, group by and having, then it will come. Okay, it's not mean like that. All right guys, I have covered these things. So one more thing I had to you, just I make by myself to let you understand, and you will be able to like keep this thing in your at your finger. So as I have written here, select from where, group by, having and order by, so I have just make one mnemonics that you can keep this in your mind as sab फूल वहां गिरे हैं ओ. Okay, it will be very funny way to like remember it forever. Sab फूल वहां गिरे हैं ओ means sub means S stands for select, F stands for from, W stands for where, G stands for group by, H stands for having, and O stands for order by. So I think it will be very helpful to remember, because even this kind of question asked into interview. Okay, so it will be very easier to understand with the finger points. Okay guys, let's jump on order of execution. So many people will be confused, like if we have order of writing query, then what is this order of execution? So basically the difference between the order of writing query and order of execution is nothing but the order of writing query tell us how we can start writing our query. Okay, and order of execution tell us how the query will execute inside. Okay, so this is the basic difference between this order of writing query and order of execution. So let's see what is this order of execution and how it will be like execute. Okay, so we have first thing is like it will be start with from. Okay, firstly the from clause will run and it will check. Okay, it's see if here is written the function of this, I'm just telling you like how it will work. So from will check from where, like from which table I'm going to fetch some information, so it will check like that. Then where clause, like where clause will check, okay, if I'm searching anything from this table, then is there any condition or criteria that how to change or how to fetch information, so it will check. Then group by will come and group by will check, okay, I have to group or not, so it will check group by, then having, then select will come at your fifth place. So select basically it's due to fetch some information and it will store into some temporary database, and when it will like just see that order by, and then it will sort the data in a final form, and then it will be print out in front of you as like whatever you will write a query to print. Okay, I will just give you an example when I will write a query in SSMS, then I will show you some overview for this execution and order of writing query. Okay, so that's all about this order of writing query and order of execution. Now we are going to write a query for this group by and understand what is this group by basically. Okay, so group by is nothing but some information you can fetch it out from here. If you want to take a screenshot, then you can take the screenshot. If you want to have these notes, then you can just reach at my blogs that I have given the link in the description. You can go there and you can just like download these all the PPT from there. Okay, so now group by is nothing but group. Okay, group by used to like fetch some information or like records into the from the table in a group way. Okay, as I have written here also, the group by statements groups rows that have the same value into summary rows. Okay, the syntax, what will be syntax for this group by? Syntax is select aggregate function. Guys, the most important things in group by, many people write query with group by and they got stuck there. They never found the correct answer and they got like they come up with the error. So why they come up with the error is they don't use this aggregate function while it is mandatory in group by. Without aggregate function you cannot use group by. Okay, so aggregate function we have is sum, count, max, mean or average. These are the 5 aggregate function in SQL. Okay, so these aggregate function will come here. Without aggregation we cannot use group by. Okay, so firstly in syntax we have to write the query from select. As we discussed, what is the order of writing query is, it will be start from select, then like from, but before from we have to give some aggregate function, because let's say suppose if we are using select all, at the instead of all we were using asterisk, right? So instead of asterisk we are using this aggregate function, like we need sum or max, mean, count, anything from this table, a column. This column will existing in our table, and then from table name, then if I have some where condition, then I will put where condition as we written there, right? Select like sub full wahan, select from where gire g group by, right? So where condition will come there and then group by will come. If you want to write some like anything here as having you have, then you can use having, or if you have order by, then you can use order by also here. So these are the syntax. Let's execute this syntax there, how it will work. Let's see. So okay guys, and as now you can see here I have one table, like I have uploaded one CSV file, that is the name of the table is customers, where I have written one simple question for to let you understand what is group by and how it will work. So here we have fetch number of worker from each city. So you can see this is the table where we have customer ID, customer name, contact name, or address, city, postal code, and country. Okay, so the question is asking like from each city. City is this, right? We have some cities. So okay, in city probably I'm not sure, actually I uploaded this data, so it can be like many of there will be no any matching or like duplicate city. Okay, so what we are going to do is Okay, let's write the query first and then we will see. Neither let's replace this city as country, then we will see. Okay, we are going to write a query to fetch the number of worker. Number of worker means the all number of worker, that as many number are existing in our records. So guys, first thing I would like to say, wherever if you are going to solve any question, so firstly you need to break this question into little parts. Let's say suppose it's asking fetch number of workers, means number of worker means count the number of worker. How we can count? We know in table we have customer ID. So if we will count customer ID, because customer ID will be unique, so if we will count customer ID, then it will give the number of worker, right? Then we can read the next part of the question from each city. Okay, it's not each city, we are going to mention each country. Okay, from each country. So now I'm going to write the query as I will write select. We need count of customer ID, right? Count of customer ID. Okay, and then here we have to give alias. You can give, or even you cannot give. So let me show you first. If I will not give any alias, then how it will look like. So if I will not give any alias, then we can write, okay, select count customer ID. Then we need to fetch with respect to country, right? So I'm going to write here country, comma, not comma, we haven't any records, and then from will come as we discussed. Select, then from about table name is customers, right? Select count of customer ID and then country. From customers table we haven't any condition, so we are not going to use any where clause or anything. Directly we will jump on group by. So I'm going to write group by, it was country, right? So I'm going to put country and I'm going to execute the, okay, I'm going to execute my code. So as I execute it, so now you can see we have this count of customer ID as 3 customer is belonging from Argentina. Okay, now you can see, as I told you, if I will not use any alias here after this count, then what will happen? See here it's saying no column name. So if I want to give any column name, then I can give let's say number of worker. Okay, and if I will run this code, so it will run. Okay, the professional way to write alias is you can use AS. This is the professional way to write the alias for any aggregation. Okay, so these are this question has done. You can find it out here okay. Now this was the question to find out just for group by. So I hope you understood this group by. The next question we have, write a query to retrieve city which have more than 20 workers. So guys, this question will be solved. We are going to solve with having. Before to solve this question, let's understand what is having. Okay, so having clause was added to SQL because the where keyword cannot be used with aggregate function. Okay, as we have already discussed in our previous video in where clause. So why we cannot use this having into the why we cannot use this where clause with aggregation is we have discussed in the previous video. So basically having, so the having clause was added to SQL because the where keyword cannot be used with aggregate function. So we have now having, the syntax of having is select aggregate function, column name, from table name, where condition, group by, and having in the last. Okay, as we discussed in the that one. So now I'm going to write a query for this having. So if I will write here, let me copy this whole code. I'm going to paste it here, and then I will just write here having. Then just remember guys, having always use this aggregation. Okay, having this one is greater than 20. It was our question. right? I'm going to run this code. If I will run this code, see, it's not showing any record. Probably there is no any country or anything where like 20 are there. So let me write 10, because as I seen there was one 11, right? So okay, you can see 11 and 13. These are the maximum like number of worker in this country. So we found it, right? You can see the code. So I hope guys you understood this where and having clause. Okay, then we have write a query to retrieve city which have more than 20. Okay, we did this question, right? Okay, wait, and order by ascending. Okay, order by ascending. So now we can write the code. So now we are going to use this same code here. Okay, and then I'm going to write here order by in order by we are going to use this one as count of this. Now you can see it's giving me in ascending order, right? It's giving me in ascending order the total number of worker. So now if I want to do it in descending order, then we can do it by descending order also. So now you can see we got the answer. So I hope guys you understood this order of writing query, order of execution, group by, having, and order by. If you enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe this channel, and don't forget to share this video along with your friends. Okay guys, let's see in another video and with another topics. For today it's enough, and let's conclude this session. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.